Rachael Ryan might look like any other teenager, but she's about to turn 16 and do something none of her classmates would ever consider. She's going to join the family business and become Britain's youngest Undertaker. Rachael will be put on a 3-month trial by her new boss, her dad.
I will be giving her objectives over the first 2 months to see if she's capable of doing them objectives.
She's going to have to learn to do what she's told.
See, this is where you're not listening.
I know.
Right?
She'll have to get used to dealing with the deceased.
Oh God, wait a minute.
She said she could see stars. She felt very faint. I don't know why she felt faint.
And at the end, she'll be assessed on whether she's really got what it takes to join the funeral trade.
I think I am ready.
She thinks she can do this and do that, but she's only got to make one mistake and this business could finish, and I am not putting myself in that position.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see.
The last music lesson of the year at St Joseph's School in Newport. Many of the class will be leaving school for good, trying to make it in the outside world.
I can't believe school's nearly over. It seems like just yesterday I came into year 7.
Rachael is one of the lucky ones. She's already got a job to go to, but it's not a job that many of Rachel's friends have considered doing themselves.
I've told her I find it freaky, but I said I'll be behind her for whatever she chooses. I don't mind.
Could you be an Undertaker?
No. No.
Why?
Because I don't like blood and I don't like dead bodies. I'm scared in case if I go to put their clothes on them or something, their arm will move and grab me. That's why I'm scared.
I think Rachel would just laugh if that happened to her.
Yeah.
I think she'd find it hysterical.
A lot of people do think it's freaky because obviously the whole you see dead people kind of thing freaks people out, but I've been brought up with it. And my friends understand that. They understand that the way you're brought up is the way you're always going to live.
The company that Rachael will be joining is the family firm. Her dad, Mike, owns one of the most successful funeral businesses in Newport.
Always wanted to be a funeral director. I can't tell you the reason why I wanted to be. It was just me. I wanted to be a funeral director.
He built it from scratch 14 years ago and now has a thriving operation, handling up to 150 funerals a year.
I simply think I'm the best. My business is everything. I've been on board now 14 years. I've worked hard. I've built it with respect and dignity, and it's everything.
Mike used to run the business with his son Thomas. But when he left, Mike's eldest daughter Louise gave up a job in banking to come on board.
Louise is excellent at what she does. There's no question about that. And if I do say so myself, she's learned everything from me.
I definitely enjoy it more than banking. Definitely, definitely. There's always something new that you're learning, whether it's to do with the embalming process, whether it's to do with the doctors, whether it's to do with the type of religion. So many different things that you come across. It's really interesting.
Mike is 60 years old, and with his retirement looming, he wants his youngest daughter to become a funeral director too.
I've built this business for my children, nobody else. At the end of the day, I know that when my life comes to an end, who am I going to hand it over to? And I'd like to think that the next generation will take that on board and make people proud of the Ryan name throughout Newport.
Working for her dad, Rachael will need to pull her weight if she's going to pass her 3-month probation period.
Every obligation she's put in front of her as a challenge, she will achieve. I got no doubts in my mind. But if it's not to be, it's not to be. And I will make that decision to move her sideways.
That will be a tough decision, isn't it?
Very tough decision, but it's a decision that's got to be made for the benefit of the company.
The Ryans' funeral home is situated on the outskirts of Newport. Rachel's in the office and ready to start work. Mike's plan is to teach Rachel every aspect of his business.
Now what you need to do is put the size on it, 5, 10, 20, 5, 6, 20.
The first task for Rachel this morning is to do a stock check of the coffins.
That's the oak, that's the mahogany, and that means the raised top.
Okay.
Alright?
What about all them?
You count all them as well, then, oak.
What? Okay.
See, this is where you're not listening.
I am listening.
Right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Rachel has to count and mark down the different types and sizes of coffin.
I'm getting pretty confused.
Do you understand it now, love?
Yeah, but what are they again?
That's an oak. That's a 5, 10, 20. So what you do now, right? Oak, 5, 10.
I get it now.
Right.
Older sister Louise is on hand to watch over Rachel.
Right, we've got 5, 6, 20 years. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 1.
Oh no, I counted.
The sums don't add up.
Chet and bin. I believe Don and Steve.
Oh, thanks.
Where's Rachel's list gone then, Louise?
In the bin.
In the bin?
Yeah.
If there wasn't so many numbers involved, I wouldn't mind.
Right, it's not difficult.
Well, if I got it right, and there was a few that was wrong, then so
A few that was wrong. A few is an understatement.
It's a rocky start for Rachel.
I can put my hand to anything in here, but it's taken me 14 years to do it. She's got to learn a lot quicker. I won't be here in 14 years' time, so she's got to be able to do what I'm doing now, right? But she's got to learn it a bit quicker.
You'll still be going in 14 years now.
No, me, I'll be dead and gone. Mike Ryan, can I help you?
When someone dies, the relatives will contact Mike, who arranges for the body to be collected.
1, 2, 3.
He's got 3 other regular staff. John, the driver,
It doesn't bother you working with dead bodies?
But somebody got to do it, haven't they? And, you know, in the beginning I was a bit, apprehensive, but now I've done so many. It's just give them the dignity you can, and that's the end of it.
There's also Don, who collects the deceased and prepares the coffins and hearses, alongside Steve.
Do you like working here?
Yeah, I love it.
Why is that?
I just like working. You know, I know that I'm helping somebody in a bereavement in a sort of way.
I've been wanting to actually go into the funeral service since I was about 7-year-old, since I learned about the Egyptians in school.
7 years old?
Yeah.
This was your ambition?
Yes, it was, yes.
Not many 7-year-olds want to work in with the deceased, do they?
No, there's not. No, there's some people who...
There's a funeral arranged for tomorrow, and the grieving family are coming to view their father one last time.
We're actually bringing the deceased into the restroom for viewing and laying him in the chapel of rest. This is for viewing purposes. Go down in, Steve, you're all right.
Sure.
Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3.
You okay there?
Yeah, perfect. All right, Steve.
Okay.
The Baghurst family arrive to see their father, Paul. Viewing a loved one is a distressing time for any family.
Like to come in, Dad's at peace. A lot of people can handle this, a lot of people can't. Some people like to come to pay their respects, others can pay their respects in their own way at home. But all I can say is he's at peace.
Looks good though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Looks peaceful, out of pain.
Very sad.
Mike's job as the funeral director is to remain professional and not get emotionally involved.
Doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me whatsoever. I've got a service to carry out and try and raise their spirits, and that's the way I try to do it.
You learn to switch off. It's you learn to put it to one side, really.
It will be a lot for Rachael to take on board.
Keep coming.
It's the day of the funeral, and there are jobs to be done before everyone can leave.
Whose shoes are they, Steve?
Mike's. He's too busy, so I always make sure they're done for him.
Mike's handed Rachael the task of putting the flowers in the hearse, but he has a particular way of doing it.
Right, and let me explain to you what to do.
Dad, can we leave it?
No, let me
I know what
explain
to do.
how I want them set out, Rachael. Right? I want the two posies there.
He has a certain way of everything being done, and I have a certain way of everything being done. But because it's his business, I've got to do what he tells me to do, but I hate being told what to do.
Right? And then I'll leave the rest to you.
Rachael and my dad are ridiculously similar. They are both very moody people.
I'm doing the big one first.
You do the big one first, darling.
Is it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can do them in any order. No, the next order, sorry, is the two little ones, is the grandchildren.
In any order?
No.
No.
My fault. I'll leave the rest to you, because I've got to go in and do some work.
Oh, this is not my thing.
Why is it not your thing?
I've got to lean over.
There we go.
All right, let's have a look. Let me have a look at it for you. Very good. Right, cards pointing out. I'm not going to touch anything. That's perfect. No problem at all, like we check the beans. When you close down, pull it by that handle.
Dad, I know how to close
on
it.
your right.
It's not really that
On your own
hard.
one day. Should gotta learn something.
To close a boot.
That's it, then. That's it. Perfect.
I don't like being told what to do, when, and where to go. It annoys me so much.
It's time to leave for the funeral.
Shit! Bloody morning.
What's wrong, Mike?
Me.
Why?
I come out with a shirt without cufflinks. Simple as that.
You've come out without cufflinks?
I come out with a shirt without cufflinks holes in.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, I just like wearing cufflinks on a funeral. Simple as that.
Why is he so stressed?
He just likes everything to be done to perfection. He likes it done his way, and it's just stressful for him for some reason. I don't know. It's always been the same. Got high blood pressure, takes loads of tablets.
You need to calm down, Mike.
I can't calm down. This is me. You've got to understand that. You know, I'd like to put my trousers on without you filming it. Get in there!
At first, Rachael's job at the funerals is to hand out attendance cards so the families have a record of who's come. It's a far cry from taking charge of the funeral and leading the hearse as her dad does. The funeral director has the most important job at any funeral, dealing sensitively with the bereaved. It's a skill Mike's mastered over the years, and one he'll need to pass on to Rachael if she's to succeed.
You've got to be conscientious. You've got to know what you're saying, when you're saying, and at the right time.
Sometimes it is hard depending on how upset they are, because some people are crying non-stop constantly, which is obviously, you've got to be prepared for it. My dad normally deals with it, kind of calm them down and give them the reassurance that they need, but I need to learn that.
How did Rachel do today?
She did very well. You know, she learned, she was sorting out the seating cards in church, and now, straight after that, naturally, she puts them in numerical order. No problem, she's done very well.
The recession has hit Newport hard, but to Mike, it's still home.
I love Newport. An old saying, you can take the boy out of Newport, you can't take Newport out of the boy. I've been brought up in here. I've lived here for 60 years, so I am 60 now. And I love it. It's not for me to move away. There's an old saying, there's no place like home. And home is where the heart is, and my heart is in Newport.
Mike's pulling out all the stops to keep his business thriving. He's rung the local paper and told them about Rachael being the youngest Undertaker in Britain.
Just the body note to the car. Just the body note.
The paper sent down a photographer.
Nice, very nice.
I think I was a bit too posy on some of the photographs though, because when I see a camera I just think, pose! You know, I think I watch a bit too much America's Next Top Model.
Rachel's training continues. Every few weeks, Mike orders in a batch of coffins, and these need to be prepared before the deceased can be placed in them. The first thing to do is line the coffin.
What I wanted to do now, right, start from scratch, open that up.
This is the important job, opening it. I can do it.
Right, what it is now, we've got two pieces of this.
Louise thinks the best way for her sister to learn is to do it herself.
Do you want to place the bottom in the bottom? Have a guess how it goes.
But Mike finds it difficult to let go.
Place it in there how you think it should go and double check over to see if it's right.
No, she needs to be
Dad?
You need to be taught.
That's what I'm saying. Place it in there and Dad will check over to see if it's right.
Dad will just
Good,
do
go
it.
on,
Just
go on.
do it.
I've done it now. It's
No,
done.
you haven't.
Well, I wouldn't know any better. I do every single one.
Now I'll do the first staple for you and you can do the rest.
Then do a statement. I'll be all
Yeah,
right.
I quite agree with her doing the stapling, there's no problem. But she's got to learn and she's got to listen first.
I think he just likes things done his way. If they're not done his way, he's not a happy bunny. He likes to be in control of everything and everyone. Rachel's supposed to be doing this.
That's what I'm getting her to
No,
do.
you're stapling it.
No, I stapled it to show her how to do it, and it's the correct way of doing it, Louise.
She needs
Right.
to be doing it herself.
Right now I'm asking her to do it herself.
Take the
So
staple
really
pen
much?
and you do it.
Am I live?
Right, just do it.
I need to sort a few things out with him, and I need to sort it out quick, because other than that I'm just...
He likes doing everything himself. And hates because I might go wrong. He doesn't trust that I might go right.
You're going to be alright working with your dad.
I'm going to be alright doing what, as long as he lets me get on with it myself.
This is your problem, you're interfering.
I was interfering, yeah.
Working with your dad has its challenges, especially when you're only just 16 years old. Mike needs to know if she's ready to work.
She's a spoiled little brat. Rachel is a teenager of today, not the teenager of yesterday.
Back home, and Rachel's having a party to celebrate having turned 16.
He does give me quite a lot, and I do kind of push it sometimes. I am Daddy's little princess. I've always been Daddy's little princess.
Yes, I give Rachel a little bit too much leeway, and I think, yes, now she's coming into the business, I'm not just a father, I am a boss, and if she doesn't come on board in the right way, she's out through the door, and I won't hesitate.
I put the tights on.
So she's dressed up as a bunny? Oh,
Them tights as well.
The papers have been delivered and Rachel is front page news.
See that?
Whoa.
Princess Rachel. I think the photo of me on the middle page, that's disgusting. It looks like I'm death warmed up. The girl's absolutely smashing.
Well, they're good for publicity, aren't they, your two girls?
It's not about publicity. Well, they're good for publicity, let's take nothing away, but that's not what the funeral trade is all about. The funeral trade is about, I've always said, respect, understanding and dignity to the family concerned.
Do you think you get extra business because of your attractive young girls?
Let's just say I don't think it's done me any harm.
Mike's staff are busy preparing for a funeral that's taking place tomorrow. And for Mike's hearse driver, John, it's particularly poignant.
A big friend of mine.
Is he?
Yeah. A very good friend. We've been friends for years and years.
Is it not upsetting?
It is upsetting in the beginning. Me and Mr. Ryan went up to pick up the body, and he was upsetting then because he died that afternoon. And we go back a long way. We go back about 30 or 40 years, me and him.
Really?
Been friends since our children was very small, and it's bad enough when you pick up anybody, but when it's one of your best friends, it is upsetting then. But then again, we got to look after him now and do a good job for him and his family.
Mike's given Rachel a special task. The family of Ken Morgan, who was John's friend, have asked for a dove release to be performed at his funeral tomorrow. This involves 3 doves being set free at the end of the service. Mike wants Rachel to organise it.
Come and have a look and you can see that they're all pairing up with each other. They'd all...
Wow.
You might be lucky to see one of them having a bit of a snog now in a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
yeah.
fun. Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So they really do love each other. I know when we put in the speeches, especially for the wedding side of it, that the birds find a partner and they mate for life. They really do love each other.
There's something particular for Rachel to perform before the doves are released.
We normally do a little speech or a poem before the doves are released. So how would you feel about doing that if I put a short reading together for you so you can help Rod then before the doves are released? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
It'll only be short and sweet, but obviously with a lot of meaning for the family concerned. Just get used to him. He won't hurt you, I promise. All you need to do, if you want to step back a bit, he'll have a fly around, yeah.
Yeah, 3 members of the family want to release the doves, so I don't. But I got to do it today just in case. So I got to experience. Yeah, and I get to do the reading, so I'm really happy.
It's the morning of Ken Morgan's funeral, and John's helping out.
And he's having the honour today of driving the hearse and taking him to his last resting place.
Yeah.
So that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
And the family have also asked him to bear for the funeral, so
Right.
it's going to be an awkward day for John today, very sad day for him.
The service begins and Rachel has a few moments to practice her lines.
Go on then.
I feel silly doing this. I fly with these doves to heaven above, where loved ones await with joy and love. Will make glorious my journey. Name set me free.
You want to say that a lot louder and a lot
Yes.
clearer?
I know.
Was that not good enough?
No.
Why not?
She wasn't loud enough. There's going to be loads of people all standing by her, traffic going past. I could just about hear her like that.
The funeral is coming to an end.
You've got no idea?
Yeah.
You're going to speak up? So everybody... I know. You can all keep coming, and then you can see the dove release then.
My loved ones do not cry and worry of me, for like the dove I have been set free. God has called me to my mansion on high, there among the clouds in the deep blue sky. I'll fly with these doves to heaven above, where loved ones await with joy and love. An escort home from you to me will make glorious my journey. Now set me free.
How did that go?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Excellent. Nice, lovely turn of the eye.
She was fantastic. Absolutely superb.
Expert.
I thought I went quite alright actually. I thought I could have gone a bit slower when I was speaking.
You must have been nervous. There was a lot of
I
people,
wasn't.
wasn't there?
I wasn't nervous.
When he started the company, Mike only carried out 4 funerals a year. But 14 years on, he can now get that many a week. Because of the massive increase in work, he's bought the shop next door and is expanding. He used to be a carpenter, so Mike's doing the refurb of the parlour himself.
This is going to be the chapel. There's no window going in there. All the seating is coming forward. It doesn't even look like a chapel at the moment. You know, you've got to respect that. There's a long way to go. Do me a favour, stick a foot on there.
Oh, so you're going to have like a priest in here?
Yeah. Shut up!
Has your doctor told you to be less stressed?
Nope. I don't actually see a doctor. I've had 2 heart attacks.
You've had 2 heart
I've
attacks?
had 2 heart attacks.
You're joking.
Didn't realise that, did I? I'm still going strong. When the Lord wants me, He'll take me.
Alright?
Next door, Rachel continues her training with Steve.
Oh God, I just never wear tights. I don't know what to put them on.
When relatives come to see their loved ones at a family viewing, they often ask for them to be dressed in the clothes they used to wear.
I just hope one day no one like twitches or anything, because I'll scare the living daylight out of me.
Dressing the deceased is a physically demanding job.
And you reckon you could do on your own?
I couldn't do this on my own yet, I would admit that. It's a bit too hard for me as yet.
She's light, this one is, but we've had some 27 stoners we've had to dress as well. And I've done that by myself.
Does it never make you feel uncomfortable, Rachel, being around dead bodies?
It never makes me feel uncomfortable. I feel like they're asleep. I never think in my head that they're dead. I always think they're asleep.
I always talk to the people I'm dressing as well.
What do you say to them?
I don't know, I say, you know, things like, oh, I'll dress you nice and make sure you look smart in front of your family and all this stuff. I've got one little job for you now, Rach.
Yeah.
This lady's got perfume,
Oh.
so you can put it on.
And where she wants it, they can...
And the vest as well. There you go.
There we are.
Oh, she's got straight hair, this one, hasn't she? Oh, I love her. Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, she did really well for her first time. I gotta be honest, she did really well.
It's a steep learning curve for a 16-year-old. Rachel may have become Britain's youngest Undertaker, but to her mum, Pat, she's not changed a bit.
She's just a normal girl as far as I'm concerned. She's just my Rachel. She's the funeral director, but as she says herself, she's also got her own life as well. She does do the things that she likes doing, horse riding and shopping and everything else teenagers do.
Mike too has a hobby. Birds. He's built an aviary in his back garden.
Hello, babies.
How many birds have you got, Mike?
Works out about 87 all told at the moment. My pastime, my enjoyment. There's a good girl. There's a good girl, she is. How's she gone?
Have you ever lost one? Have you ever...
Oh, good God, I've lost hundreds. You know, you come in your one morning and a cockatiel has just passed on. Come in another day, a budgie has passed on. You hear that one?
There's been a flurry of calls over the weekend, and Mike now has 6 deceased at rest in his mortuary.
Have you got enough coffins?
We've got plenty of coffins, there's no problem there.
It's the most he's had in at one time for months.
You normally get so many?
Oh, we've had 15 in. You know, I've got no problems with that. The more the better. I'd rather them come to me than go to anybody else, naturally.
When a body comes into Mike's mortuary, there's an important job that needs to be done. Embalming is a process that makes the deceased hygienic and presentable for the family to view them. It's a job considered to be the most difficult in the profession.
I've never done embalming. I've watched embalming, right, and that's why it's not my cup of tea.
The actual worst one is the embalm when they open them up. The PMs, post-mortems.
I watched it, but I won't. I'm like John. If it's out there, I would prefer not to watch it anymore. We've seen it, and you don't need to carry on seeing it again, do you?
You've seen it once, that's enough.
Yeah.
Somebody got to do it, but I'm glad I haven't, you know.
Mike's very keen for Rachel to learn every aspect of the trade. So he's arranged for her to have a lesson with the embalmer, Ian.
From what I've seen of Rachel now and what she does, how she perceives it, I believe Rachel is going to be the embalmer in this company.
I don't know where my dad has got she could be an embalmer from, or she's going to be an embalmer from, because yes, I can stand it and I can stand there and watch, and I am really fascinated by it. But he just thinks, okay, you're fascinated by it, because I'm not, you can be the embalmer, you can learn this, you can learn that. And it's kind of like, yes, okay.
It takes years to qualify as an embalmer and is a highly skilled job.
How are you then?
Hello, sir.
Ian's been an embalmer for over 30 years.
I've embalmed more than 30,000 bodies.
Embalmed 30,000 bodies?
Enough to fill at least a third of the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff.
Oh my God.
And when you sit and watch a rugby match there and you think, well, I've embalmed a third of this stadium, potentially.
Would you mind if Rachel stands in and helps you out today, or takes some advice off you? I'm looking for Rachel, possibly in a few years' time, to take on your position as an embalmer.
Right.
And that's not taking you away, right, but to support you in your venture.
So what, Rachel wants to qualify as an embalmer?
Rachel is looking to go into the qualifications of an embalmer. There's a possibility of that, right? It depends how she fares and how she takes it on board with you. So you don't mind?
Not at all.
There you are.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some instruments out, and I'll make a decision of where we're going to inject the deceased from.
The main process of embalming is the draining of bodily fluids and the injection of chemicals that help preserve the deceased.
Go for it.
I don't want to go for it though. I don't want to break anything.
That's it, you won't break a thing. Now I'm going to turn this tap on because what I want to do is not force the fluid into the deceased. I just want a comfortable, slow flow to get fluid in. Now I'm quite happy with that.
Why?
What's the matter?
I said, oh, I feel like I'm going to faint.
You're going to faint?
No, I only feel like the stars up here.
Take deep, well, don't take too deep a breath.
Oh God, wait a minute.
Do you need to get out? Yeah, your sister will come and get her.
Hey, it's alright.
Yeah, can you take her out?
Come here.
She said she could see stars. She felt very faint. I don't know why she felt faint, because we were just talking about what I've been doing. Perhaps it's one of those things that, you know, can happen occasionally. It's a learning curve.
No, I don't feel sick. I just feel like I'm going to faint.
Rachel takes a lunch break and will carry on with the embalming lesson later.
Ian's a very good embalmer. I only use the best. Very good at his job, knows his job. It's not a job I could do.
Do you find it hard to eat with...
Fine.
Do you find it hard to eat with the deceased around?
Why should I? I've been doing it for 14 years. No, not at all. I wouldn't be in the embalming room eating. Let me put it that way.
No.
You'll have to get off that Facebook. We're going to do a bit more workout here. I haven't got time for that.
Okay. I need to put all that on, don't I?
Well, good idea.
Rachel now faces a tougher test. Ian will be embalming a body that has received a post-mortem. In this case, a pathologist has had to work out the cause of death.
This is not for the squeamish, is it?
Post-mortems, no, because it's had a post-mortem examination. For me to embalm that deceased means that I will open up the deceased. You okay with that?
Yeah.
What do you think your friends are doing right now?
My friends right now, one of them's at the cinema, one of them's in work at a hairdresser's, a few of them are shopping, and I'm in work witnessing and embalming.
You alright with the smell?
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do, I need to put the viscera into that bag and any waste that shouldn't be there into this bag. So we'll have a little test to see if you can remember any of the organs.
Oh yeah.
That's fat, which is around the intestines. Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like.
What's that?
Oh.
No, you don't say it. Oh, what was it?
Oh, I don't want that.
Alright.
Buzzing.
You think it's hot in you now. When you're doing the PMs yourself, it'll be really hot.
I'm just a bit thirsty every time.
No, you don't, you.
Just a bit thirsty, I'll get on.
What's wrong, Rachel?
I'm fine.
So I think she actually lasted about 30 minutes this time. A bit surprised that she actually threw the towel in. Perhaps she threw the towel in to mop the sweat off her brow.
Tough job being an embalmer, isn't it, Mike?
It is a tough job, and it's a lot to ask her to do, but she's taking it on board pretty well, so I got no problems with that at all.
Even though Mike is surrounded by death every day, it never brings him down. For him, death is not the end.
I'm a great believer that there is a life beyond ours, and the body is only the shell you come on this earth with. So the actual deceased in that coffin has moved on into the spiritual world.
A few years ago, there was an incident in the mortuary.
Yeah, I've seen ghosts. I've seen 2 here since I've been here. A couple of years I've been here.
Really? What happened?
I was working out in the kitchen. I was doing something out there. I looked round and there was a gentleman sat on the table by there.
No, Steve said he saw him. I believe it, because that is what I believe in.
Yeah, it was a bit scary, the thought of spirits.
Nothing scary about it at all. Nothing's frightening about it at all. Always remember, the dead won't hurt you. It's those on earth you've got to be careful of.
You don't believe in them as well, do you?
Yeah, I've actually seen a spirit where I used to live when I was a child. Biggish guy, he had a shotgun under his arm, dressed in all the shooting gear. He walked out of one railway bank into another up in Pontywydd.
The whole Ryan family believe in life after death, so much so that they regularly go to see a medium. At a local club, Mike has set up a séance with a lady who believes she has a special gift.
Basically, I talk to dead people. That's it. I would feel sorry for people who feel when you die, and that's the end of it because, oh no, you're in for a big surprise all
You're
out there.
Psychic Sally. This is Psychic Linda.
Oh, all right. I've got a lady here with me, very keen to let you know that she's around and about you at the moment. I've got to say, Elsie, she's really close with everybody that's here this evening.
Elsie is Mike's mother, who died 15 years ago.
I've got to go over to my boy, she says, okay? She tells me, you're panicking about something. You have to slow down slightly, okay? She says you have to slow down because you're getting yourself worked up and it's no good to you. You're sort of constantly stressed. Give them a bit more to do and slow down a bit.
It's getting them to do it.
Oh, excuse me.
They say we can do so and so, you say, no, I can't. Your mother tells you off about that. Because you will
does
not.
that all the time.
Yeah,
All
your
the
mother
time.
says to me that you give them the opportunity to do it, and then they say, yeah, we can do it, Dad, and you say, I'll sort that out.
True. Very true.
Stop it, she says. Because these girls are quite capable, okay? And God, the spirit world is so proud of you two girls, honestly, to take this on. They really are.
Thank you ever so
You're
much.
very welcome.
Thank you ever so
You're
much.
very welcome.
Louise and Rachel are sceptical. They're not sure Mike will listen to his mother's message.
I don't know. I think everything will come in time. I don't think he'll just go, right, I'm going to start giving you responsibility. I think it'll just go over time.
Mike's picking up a deceased from a local hospital. He's starting to wonder if his mum's right and he should be handing over more control.
Although I gotta respect, the girls are taking it on pretty good at the moment, so they're doing well. Time to let some of the veins go, but always keep the veins tight. Very clever, mate. Well done. I hate people to take you out.
A pop star who had success in the 70s has unfortunately passed on, and Mike is making arrangements for the funeral.
Who's this Bob Young?
Bob Young is an entertainer.
For what?
Singing, dancing.
Equity card?
Huh?
Equity card?
I haven't got a clue. Big entertainer.
Oh, you know, I knew you'd say that.
During her training period, Rachel's responsibilities at the funerals have been limited to handing out attendance cards.
I'm fine, thanks.
Now, she sees this funeral as a chance to move up the ladder. She wants to direct.
Direct a funeral, I want to, because even though it's nice, you know, giving out attendance cards for the congregation, even though that is good, I've been doing that for quite a while now. And I know my sister had to do it for quite a while before she directed, which is kind of where I am. And I am ready just to take it a step further, and I know when I'm ready. What doesn't help is when my dad says, you're not ready for this, you're not ready for that, but you're ready for this and you're ready for that. And I know for a fact that I'm the only one that knows when I'm ready to do what.
The funeral director has the most important and sought-after job in the trade. They're in charge of leading the hearse, telling the family where to sit, and dealing with any crisis that might happen on the day. It's usually only given to someone with years of experience.
Do you think she's ready to direct?
She can think what she likes. Because if anything goes wrong, I've got to realise she's still 16 years of age. She thinks she's mature, but I know better. She is not going to be pushed into anything. She thinks she can do this and do that, but she's only got to make one mistake and this business could finish, and I am not putting myself in that position.
Mike doesn't want Rachel to direct Robert Young's funeral, but he does want her to progress. he's going to let her help with some of the funeral arrangements.
It's the wife and son, is it?
She's on her way to see the family. It's a huge step forward.
I've got to ask a few questions about order of services, flower arrangements, stuff like that. So Dad's given me the responsibility for once. Finally do something on my own. He hasn't even come with me. I am really shocked.
So it's quite a big moment for you.
This is the biggest moment of my whole career, I think. It makes me feel quite proud that my dad has faith in me, and I know that now. I always did, but it's kind of like this just proved it, because now I know that he does trust me with a lot of things, and I'm glad.
That's him.
Yeah.
Have you got the right bloke?
Yeah.
Can you check this? Does it say young on his hand?
Well,
it don't look like it.
What do you think, Mike?
Very good. There you are, you can have it back. Absolutely beautiful singer.
Yeah, he is a good singer. Or he was a good singer, I should say. Not he is, he was.
I like this one, this colour.
Yeah, it is nice. I do like
Actually,
that
it's a
one.
bit deep for his complexion, really, but yeah, it's nice.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Come in.
Rachel meets up with Robert Young's son, who's also called Robert, and his mum, the singer's ex-wife, Sue.
Basically, I just want to know what kind of flowers have you got for tomorrow, for on top of the coffin and the ones by the side of the coffin.
That's the one side. Obviously, I couldn't put them in the car any other way, but that will go
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side.
that's
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Although relatively unknown now, Robert Young was quite a star in his day and released a string of albums.
His records kind of remind me of like Elvis Presley or...
Yeah, because they're that sort of, yeah.
Well, I tell you something there. He was born on the same day as Elvis Presley.
He was.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, same day.
Yeah.
Something about
He often
the
used to
stars,
say that.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh my...
Born on the same day, same year.
Well, I'll be off now, but thank you for today. I got all I need.
Thanks very much.
Really?
Thanks, Rach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, actually.
As Rachel leaves, the family mistakenly assumes she is the funeral director.
You were anyway.
I thought you presumed you were doing it.
I thought you were.
And you thought I was doing it on my own?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll ask him about that
Well, we
actually.
thought you were directing it.
It's absolutely fine. So,
If you don't want me to, that's fine.
No, genuinely,
No,
we were hoping
you
you would.
would
That's
be.
fantastic.
All right, thank you.
The family's misunderstanding is Rachel's big opportunity.
Well, the family just said they want me to direct, so I really, 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 really want to. Yeah. I hope so. Whether my dad will let me direct tomorrow, I really don't know. We'll find out at the meal, because that's what I'm going to ask him. It's going to be fun.
The family are eating out at a local restaurant. Rachel sees a chance to persuade Mike to give her a go at directing.
The family said, when I went down to them, they said they thought I was directing on my own already, so I was wondering if you would give me that responsibility, because I did so well today on my own.
Yeah, but not on a man's funeral. On a woman's funeral.
They want me to.
They wanted to direct to walk it.
Yeah, I said, look,
If they're happy with that, I've got no problems at all.
I said, look, if you don't want me to do it, that's fine. She said, no, I really want you to do it.
I've got no problems with that at all.
It's the day of Robert Young's funeral, and Rachel is to be the director.
Y-O-U-N-G is young, isn't it?
Mike and Louise do a final run-through of what she needs to do.
You say to the family at the crematorium, can the family please follow behind?
Okay.
It's got to be very delicate and it's got to be perfection. And I look, all I'm saying to you, I'll be the first to congratulate you and say, great, you've done a fabulous job. But you listen. It was the family's request to allow her to direct the funeral. I believed, and I got to be fair with you, hang on a minute, is it right? Is she too naive to direct the funeral? But the family's request, and I thought, well, if it's the family's request, I got to put her in the deep end.
Louise directed her first funeral when she was 19 and knows how worried Mike will be about anything going wrong.
I think he's just worried for her because she hasn't done it before. I would be the same if I was sat there for 1 year. I'd probably go in the hearse with her as well. But when she's done it a few times, you'll be fine. He was the same when I first done it.
Can you take me in to introduce me?
We're not ready yet.
I'm not,
I'm rushing around the
plenty of time, darling.
That's all right.
As the director, it's Rachel who will walk in front of the hearse.
You're walking around here.
Yeah.
You're walking to that, see the gates up there?
Yeah.
You walk up to the gates, right? And you take the bell as the hearse passes you. And I'll tell Bernard when to, well, Bernard will know when to stop the hearse. So you all right with that? When you're walking, there's your stick.
I know.
Look, just to make sure you're right, let's go on. You're doing well.
It's also Rachel's job to round up the family.
Is that from Resin? Yep. Okay, would you like to follow behind Robert? Just make the way. Gentlemen, can I have the bearers, please? Thank you.
O Lord God most holy, O Lord most mighty, O holy and most merciful Saviour, deliver us from the bitterness of eternal death.
In the 70s, Robert Young recorded his own version of You'll Never Walk Alone.
Fantastic, really, really good, thank you.
Are you happy with what she done for you today?
I told her it's the best,
best
funeral I've been to. Honestly, it's really smooth. Yeah.
That was lovely to hear your dad's voice at the end as well.
Good, wasn't it?
That was a nice touch. Yeah. That was a nice touch.
Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Done a good job.
Didn't she do well? Magnificently. They did really well, and she looks wonderful, doesn't she? She really looks lovely. You should be proud of this.
I am.
I'm sure
I'm
Dad
very
is.
proud of her.
Sure, Dad is.
That was really nice then. She was saying how well I did and everything, and well, I'm just happy I gave a good send off, to be fair. And his son, he said that it was one of that was the best service he's ever been at. It was absolutely beautiful. So I'm just really happy that I made that family happy and proud of his send off. So I'm glad I can do it.
It's a few weeks later, and the success of Robert Young's funeral has had a big impact on Mike's view of Rachel.
I loosened the veins. I give her the veins, I give her the rope, and in credit to her, she never hung herself. She done me proud. The confidence in her, And I had a surprise there, I've got to be fair. The confidence that she took on board directing that funeral was outstanding.
And the added responsibility has also changed Rachel's attitude to work.
The improvement in her behaviour has been 80%. She came from a teenager to an adult overnight.
I have changed my behaviour a bit with my dad. When I first come on full time, I did kind of think, oh, he's my dad, he'll let me off. And I did think that all the time. But then I've had to grow up a bit more.
Rachel's probation is now over, and Mike calls a meeting.
You've been with us 3 months. How do you feel the progress you've made?
I feel very happy with the progress I made, and I think I am ready to join the business.
Officially now she is on board.
As a director.
Right, as a director. Now this is the way forward, and this is the way we are going.
With his 2 daughters now helping him run the business, can Mike finally loosen the reins?
No. I'll never let go until I'm in my coffin myself. And I'm being honest with you. I will never let go.
BBC Three's following the story of 2 teenage girls who've been forced into marrying men they hardly know. It's a serious matter and it's happening all over Britain. My Forced Unwanted Wedding is next Monday at 9 o'clock.